I died in the apocalypse, but woke up 3 months earlier with the power to eat monsters and steal their strength. Chapter 1. Reborn with Hunger. The sky was red. Not sunset red, dawn red, but the kind of red that meant the world was ending. I ran. My lungs burned. My legs screamed. My heart pounded like it was about to explode. Behind me, something roared. A massive beast tore through the street, crushing cars like paper. Its claws scraped against the asphalt. Its eyes, glowing, hungry. Does he say it? I gasped. No way out. In my last moment, I turned back. The creature lunged. Darkness swallowed everything. I woke up, gasping. My body shot upright from the bed. Cold sweat covered my skin. My chest rose and fell rapidly. I'm alive. The room was quiet. Normal. Tu normal. Screams. No destruction. Monsters. Just my small apartment. This can't be. I jumped out of bed and rushed to the window. Outside, the city was peaceful. Cars moving normally. People walking. Sun shining. New apocalypse. My hands trembled. This is before. I ran to my desk. Checked my phone. 10. 3 My breath stopped. 3 months before the apocalypse. Silence. I stumbled back slowly. I went back. Memories flooded my mind. The apocalypse. The monsters. The evolution. The power. The weak died first. And I was weak. Strength. Abilis. No chance. I survived for only 17 days. 17. Then I died. My fists clenched tightly. Not this time. This Jimmy. I knew everything. I knew when it would start. I knew where it would begin. And most importantly, I knew the truth. The strongest didn't just survive. They evolved. And the fastest way to evolve was to consume. Not food, but them. The mutated creatures. The beasts. Their flesh. Velad. Their power. A slow, dangerous path. But the most effective one. I remember. I whispered. In Mila's life, there were rumors about people who gained power by eating the strongest monsters. Most died trying, but few became terrifying. I looked at my reflection. Sweet body. This normal life. It disgusted me. I don't have time. 3 months. That's all I had. To prepare. To grow. To become strong enough. To not die again. Suddenly, a faint sound echoed in my head. Body froze. No way. A familiar blue screen appeared in front of my eyes. System activated. Beast, devour system bound to host. My heart pounded violently. I have a system too. The screen flickered again. Skill unlocked. Devour. Consume powerful creatures to absorb their abilities. My breathing slowed. Then, a smile slowly formed. Perfect. This changed everything. Not just survival. Domination. I grabbed my jacket immediately. Hesitation? No delay. Because I knew the first opportunity was coming today. A normal zoo. But in 3 months, that place would become a nightmare. The first outbreak point. The first mutated beasts. The first source of power. And this Chimi. I wouldn't run from them. I would hunt them. I stepped outside. The sunlight felt warm. Béasse fou. But I knew the truth. This world was already doomed. And this Chimi. I would be the one standing at the top, no matter what it takes, even if I had to. Eat the strongest creatures alive. Chapter 2. The First Hunt. The zoo gates stood wide open. That alone was wrong. I slowed my steps as I approached, scanning every corner. Families should have been here. Kids, noise, laughter. Instead, silence. It's starting early, I muttered. Inimleicht suddenly. Animals mutating. Breaking ouchie. Killing everything in sight. But this felt like the calm before that storm. I stepped inside. The air changed instantly. Heavy. Thick. Like something was watching me. Good, I whispered. Because this time, I wasn't prey. I was the hunter. A distant roar echoed through the empty pathways. My body tensed. That's not normal. Even before mutation, animals shouldn't sound like that. I moved carefully toward the source. Steppy by steppy. Silent. Focused. Then, I saw sight. The tiger enclosure. Or what was left of it. The steel bars were bent. Torn apart from the inside. Claw marks scratched deep into the concrete. So, it's already begun. A low growl came from behind me. I turned slowly, and my breath stopped. A tiger stood there, but not a normal one. Its body was larger, muscles unnaturally swollen, veins glowing faintly beneath its fur. Its eyes, bright crimson, locked onto. Damn, I whispered. This was a mutated beast, and the apocalypse hadn't even officially started yet. The tiger lowered its body, ready to pounce. My heart raced. Mila's life. I would have died right here. But not now. Again. Come, I muttered. It attacked. A blur of speed. I rolled to the side, barely dodging its claws. The ground cracked where I stood. Fast. Too fast for a normal human. But I didn't panic. I remembered. Predators always go for the kill in one strike. Meaning, there's always a moment after. Awning. It turned again. Roared. And this Chimi. I didn't dodge. I moved forward. At the last second, I grabbed a broken metal rod from the ground. And thrust. The rod pierced into its side. The tiger roared in pain. Its claws slashed my arm. Blood spilled. Arg! But I didn't let go. Not this time. I pushed deeper. The tiger struggled violently. Stronger. Faster. But it was injured. And I had one advantage. Desperation. With a final effort, I drove the rod into its throat. Kraki. Silence. The massive body collapsed. My breathing was heavy. My body trembling. I did it. I stared at the beast. A mutated creature. Something that killed dozens in my last life. It was dead. 'Cause of me. Then, the system activated. Beast eliminated. Do you wish to devour? My eyes locked onto the body. This was it. The moment that would decide everything. Last life. I hesitated. This Jimmy. Aidan. Devour. The moment I said it, a dark energy spread from my body, covering the tiger. Then it begun. The flesh dissolved. The blood evaporated. All of it flowing into me. My body convulsed. Pain exploded through every nerve. Ga. It felt like I was burning alive. Bones cracking. Muscles tearing. Then rebuilding. Stronger. Faster. Better. The pain faded slowly. I collapsed to my knees, breathing heavily. What was that? Then the system appeared again. Devour complete. Ability gained. Enhanced strength tier 1. Ability gained. Predator instinct. My eyes widened. It worked. I clenched my fist. Strength surged through my body. Different. Powerful. Alive. Then I felt it. A strange hunger. Not for food. For Morty. Morty power. Morty beast. Morty strength. I slowly stood up. Eyes darkening. This is just the beginning. Because now I understood. To survive this world, I had to become something worse than the monsters. I had to become the strongest predator. Chapter 3. The second evolution. The blood was gone. The tiger's body had completely vanished like it had never existed. Only the broken ground and claw marks remained. I stood there, breathing slowly, feeling my body. Stronger. Sharper. Alive. This is real. I whispered. I clenched my fist. This Jimmy. The air itself seemed to shift slightly. Enhanced strength. Not just a label. I could feel it. Every muscle tighter. Every movement faster. And something else. Senses. Wind. The smell. The faint vibrations on the ground. Predator instinct. I could sense danger now. And right now. It was screaming at me. Something's coming. A hiss echoed nearby. Oh. Cold. Deadly. I turned slowly. From the shadows, a massive snake slithered out. At least 3 times its normal size. Its scales dark and reflective. Its eyes glowing faint green. Another mutated beast. This one felt different. Stronger than the tiger. My heartbeat quickened. Geeth. That meant more power. The snake coiled slightly. Watching me. Calculating. Unlike the tiger. This one was patient. Smart. Then let's see. I muttered. Who's the better hunter? It struck. Fast. Tovest. I barely dodged. Its fangs slammed into the ground, cracking it instantly. Damn. Poison. Speedy. Precision. This wasn't something I could fight head-on. I stepped back. Calm. Focused. Think. Then, a sound. Footsteps Behind me. I turned slightly. A main, standing at the edge of the path, holding a knife. So I'm not the only one, he said with a grin. His eyes were wild. Excited. You killed that tiger, didn't you? Continued. I didn't answer. But he already knew. Good, he said, licking his lips slightly. Then you must have gotten stronger. A chill ran down my spine. And that means you're worth killing. So this was it. Not just monsters. Humans too. People who realize the same thing I did. Power. And how to take it. The snake hissed louder. Still watching. Waiting. Then, the man moved first. He rushed toward me. Knife raised. Your power is mine, Sajid. But not fully. The blade cut my shoulder. Damn. He was fast. Faster than a normal human. So he's already evolved. I realized. The snake struck again. Now both of them. Attacking. At the same time. Perfect. A dangerous smile formed on my face. Then I'll take both. I shifted my stance. Let them call me. The man attacked again. This Chimi. I didn't dodge. I grabbed his wrist. Crushed it. Kraki. Aga. His knife dropped. I punched him, sending him flying into the ground. The snake lunged. Fangs Ouija. I turned, grabbed its neck midair. Its body twisted violently. Strong, but not stronger than me. Not anymore. Toes. I slammed it into the ground. Again. Again. Until it stopped moving. Silence. The man tried to crawl away. No, he whispered. I walked toward him slowly. Calm. Cold. This world, I said quietly, doesn't forgive weakness. He shook his head. Please. I didn't hesitate. One strike. It was over. Silence returned. Then. Ping. Beasts eliminated. Human eliminated. My eyes didn't flinch. Out. No hesitation. Because now, I understood. This wasn't the old world anymore. This was survival. And only the strongest lived. The system appeared again. Do you wish to devour? I looked at the snake. Then at the human. A pausi. Both. Dark. Energy spread again. Stronger this time. More intense. The devour began. Pain returned. But I didn't scream. I endured it. Because I wanted more. Nidad mori. Power surged through me. Wild. Uncontrolled. Then. Devour complete. Ability gained. Venom resistance tier 1. Ability gained. Agility boost tier 1. Ability gained combat reflex. My eyes opened slowly. Different now. Colder. Sharper. More dangerous. I stood up. The world felt slower. Weaker. Like everything around me was prey. Guide. I turned toward the deeper part of the zoo, where stronger beasts would be. A faint smile appeared. Because now, I wasn't just surviving. I was evolving. And soon, nothing would be able to stop me. Chapter 4. The Monster They Feared. The deeper I went into the zoo, the quieter it became. All quiet. Birds. Movement. No sound of life. Only the faint echo of something breathing. Heavy. Slow. Powerful. I stopped walking. This isn't normal. Even among mutated beasts. This presence felt different. Stronger. My instincts screamed. Danger. Not like before. Not like the tiger. Not even like the snake. This was something else. Then, the ground shook. A distant explosion echoed through the zoo. I turned instantly. Smoke rose into the sky. The military. So it had started. Was light. But now, they were early. Another explosion. Gunfire followed. Rapid. Heavy. Stay back. Someone shouted in the distance. I moved toward the sound. Carefully. When I reached the clearing, I froze. Soldiers. At least 10 of them. Fully armed. And in front of them, a monster. A massive gorilla. But calling it a gorilla felt wrong. Its body was enormous. At least twice its normal size. Muscles bulging like steel cables. Its skin cracked in places. Glowing faint red beneath. Its eyes burning with rage. It roared. The sound alone shook my chest. A boss-level mutation. Even in my past life, creatures like this were rare. Deadly. Fire. Bullets rained down. But they barely did anything. The gorilla charged. Fast. Too fast for its size. It grabbed one soldier and slammed him into the ground. Blood splattered. Chaos erupted. Retreat! Tolachi! The beast was already among them. Destroying. Crushing. Killing. I stood there. Watching. Cold. Because I knew the truth. If they couldn't stop it, neither could I. Not yet. But then, the system appeared. New mission. Hunt the mutated alpha beast. Reward, major evolution plus skill upgrade. My eyes locked onto the gorilla. You want me to fight that? Felt insane. Suicidal. This was the fastest way to grow. The strongest prey gives the strongest power. I clenched my fists. Fini. I stepped forward. Quani stepi. Then another. A soldier noticed me. Hey, get out of here. Shouted. I ignored him. Because, at that moment, the gorilla turned. Its glowing eyes locked onto me. Silence fell. For a brief second, everything stopped. Then, it roared. Charged. The ground cracked under its weight. Fast. Unbelievably fast. My heart pounded, but I didn't move. Not yet. Closer. Closer. Then, at the last second, hooved. Dodged to the side. Its fist smashed into the ground. Boom! Shockwaves spread. I felt it. That power. Insane. I countered. Punching its arm. The impact echoed. But it barely reacted. Too strong. It swung again. I jumped back. Dodged. Barely. This wasn't a fight. This was survival. Then, my instincts kicked in. Predator instinct. Said, a weak point. Its neck, where the glowing cracks were. That's it. I rushed forward. It roared again, swinging wildly. I dodged everything. Faster now. Sharper. My body moving on instinct. I climbed its arm. Jumped. Struck. Full force. Right at its neck. Kraki. The beast staggered. For the first time, it felt it. Pain. It roared in fury, trying to grab me. But I didn't stop. Again. Another strike. Then another. Pitch Juan. Stronger. Faster. More precisi. The crack spread. The glow flickered. This is it. With one final attack, I drove my fist deep into its neck. Beuemi. Silence. The massive body froze. Then collapsed. The ground trembled. Dust filled the air. Everything went still. The soldiers stared, shocked. He killed it. One whispered. I stood there, breathing slowly, covered in dust. Blood. Power. Then, ding. Alpha beast eliminated. My eyes darkened slightly, because I knew what came next. Devour. The energy exploded around me, stronger than ever. More violent, more intense. This, Jimmy. I screamed. The pain was unbearable, like my body was breaking apart. Then, rebuilding. Something new. Something stronger. The system appeared again. Devour complete. Ability gained. Titan Strength Tier 1. Ability gained. Damage Resistance Tier 1. Evolution Progress 35%. I slowly opened my eyes. The world felt different. Heavier. But I felt above it. Stronger than everything around me. I stood up. The soldiers stepped back instinctively. Fear in their eyes. What is he? Someone whispered. I looked at them. Calm. Cold. Different. And in that moment, I understood something. I wasn't becoming human anymore. I was becoming something else. Something they would fear. Something they would call a monster. Chapter 5. The King Before the End Final Chapter. The soldiers didn't move. They couldn't. I stood in front of the fallen. Gorilla its massive body, already fading into nothing as the system, finished devouring it. Dust floated in the air. The silence was heavy. Stand down, one soldier whispered. But his voice shook. They weren't looking at a human anymore. They were looking at me. I turned slowly. Their guns instinctively lifted, then stopped. Because deep down, they knew weapons like that wouldn't be enough anymore. You shouldn't be here, the squad leader said carefully. I tilted my head slightly. Neither should you. Silence. Then, a distant siren echoed. Loud. Urgent. More vehicles were coming. Military reinforcements. They're already reacting, I muttered. Of course they would. A creature like me appearing before the apocalypse. I was an anomaly. A threat. Or maybe a weapon. The system flickered. New mission. Survive government intervention. Reward, hidden skill unlock. My eyes narrowed. So it begins. The real world had noticed me now, and it wouldn't ignore me. The ground trembled again. This Chimi. It wasn't vehicles. It was something else. Something far worse. A deep, guttural roar tore through the air. Every soldier froze. What the hell was that? Someone whispered. I already knew. My instincts screamed louder than ever before. Extreme danger. From the broken enclosure beyond the zoo, something emerged. Slowly. Massive. Terrifying. A lizard-like creature. A dragon. Its body was covered in dark scales. Its size easily rivaling a truck. Its mouth dripping with heat. Smoke rising with every breath. Impossible, I whispered. This level of mutation shouldn't appear yet. Not this early. The soldiers panicked. Open off fear. Gunfire exploded again. But just like before. Useless! The creature roared, then unleashed a wave of scorching heat. Beuemi. Fire swept across the ground. Screams filled the air. Chaos. Destruction. I stood still, watching. This wasn't like the gorilla. This was something beyond. A true apex predator. The kind that would dominate the early apocalypse. And if I killed it, everything would change. My heart pounded, not with fear, but excitement. Perfect. I stepped forward. The creature's burning eyes locked onto me. Silence fell again. Then it roared. Uncharge. The ground shattered under its weight. Faster than anything before. Stronger. Deadlier. I moved. Dodged its claws. But the heat burned my skin instantly. So hot. It swung its tail. I blocked. Cracky. My body was thrown across the ground. Pain shot through me. But I stood up immediately. Because now I could endure it. Damage resistance. Titan strength. Everything I had gained was for this moment. Gain. I rushed forward. This Chimi. Faster. Stronger. I dodged its bite. Jumped onto its back. Its scales were hard. Almost impenetrable. But not everywhere. Found you. Its neck. A small gap between the scales. The weak point. It roared violently, trying to shake me off. Taidon. Struck. Once. Twice. Again. Hichi. Stronger than the last. The creature screamed. Flames bursting wildly. But I didn't stop. Because this was everything. My second life. Survivao. My evolution. With one final roar, I drove my fist deep into its neck. Boom! The world went silent. The massive body collapsed. The flames died. Everything stopped. I stood on top of it, breathing heavily. Victorious. Then, apex beast eliminated. A slow smile formed. Devour. The energy exploded again. Stronger than ever before. This Jimmy. I didn't scream. I endured it, controlled it, owned it. The system appeared one last time. Var complete. Ability gained. Flame resistance tier 1. Ability gained. Apex strength tier 1. Evolution progress 75%. My eyes opened. Different. Human. Not beast. Something in between. Something above. The soldiers who survived were on their knees, watching me, terrified. Monster 1 whispered, looked at them, calm, then turned away, because they didn't matter. Not anymore. I walked out of the zoo. The sun was still shining. The world still normal. For now. But I knew the truth. In less than 3 months, everything would fall. Civilization. Order. Humanity. And when that day came, I wouldn't be running. I wouldn't be hiding. I would be standing at the top. The strongest. The predator of all predators. The king before the apocalypse.